It is the most wonderful time of the year, where we get to see, well, it is our track. It is us here at the top end of Raidillon, looking down towards the rest of the track, and down towards, well, us, really. It is just us. I mean, how else can you say it? Welcome to Francorchamps in the mountains of Belgium, very close to the German border, very close as well for anyone traveling from France, from the Netherlands, and of course from Belgium. At 7:46 a.m. in the morning, with a track length of 7 kilometers, it is going to be a very, very challenging one. The track temperature is only 18 degrees Celsius, and I don't think it'll increase any further than that because, well, how should I put this? It is, how should we put this, Craig? Cold for tires. I don't know where the sun is. You tell me.
It's slowly there. No, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It's an interesting track because these cold tracks I have seen throughout the week. I've been watching some of the races. The cold tires, the HPDs don't like it. And we've seen a lot of drivers overcommitting into the corners with speed and just losing the rear a few times. So don't be surprised to see that. I know last time we were on the air, we did see that going up the S's of Watkins. Unexpected, but you have, even in the GT1s, you have to be prepared for that first run up Eau Rouge and Raidillon.
On board. This is one of the new things that'll be coming around here. Car number 1 is currently being occupied in the HPDs by one Sun Kyoto, or Quid, sorry, with an Irish.
Kyoto Quid?
Quid.
Okay.
with an I rating of 8,031. That's a heft. That's a hefty one. Kevin, I thought that said D. I thought there was a D in there for a second. I was like, oh my goodness, that's somebody's name. Kevin Bellens is actually trumping our usual suspect here in the GT1 class of Felipe Paiva, and then of course Fabian Scheisseg with fuck multiple sclerosis back again with us, who is going to be taken on by this man, one Seth Whitaker. Now, he's just gone through the hairpin Atlasaurus, and then going down towards the bottom end of Eau Rouge. You want to flick it in left, hug of the right through Raidillon, carry as much speed as you can up above, crest over. That is about as tight as you can get it. And then down towards the Camel Straight on through the Lecumes. I call them Lecumes 1, 2, and 3. They do actually have names, but the complex is called Lecume. At least I would like to think so. Into Lecume, right, then left. Then you want to not stamp on a throttle too much. Come right around, let the car slide. Use as much of the runoff as possible. Then down into the 180. Oh, it is very easy to let the car drift out onto No Name. Left. And this has been reprofiled in, obviously, in the new scan of Spa, but this is the old one.
Sorry.
into the double gauches if you're the modern day person, or Puhan 1 and 2. Le Fanja, or as I always call them, Le Fond 1, right. Into 130, left 130. Then you want to get into this double right-hander. It's very important to get this first apex right, because you set yourself up for the rest, and then the charge up the hill back towards Blanchimont as well. Nice sweep out. Now stab on the accelerator. And let's see how he's doing there on terms of the mirror. Yeah, he's got his mirror set up fine. Blanchimont, lift. Use as much of the runoff as you possibly dare without iRacing catching you out. Then into the hairpin. Right. Oh my goodness, he almost had the car completely kill him, but he managed it, and that is a lap of Spa-Francorchamps. At least from this scan.
I will say, it's a bit too early for the New Year celebrations in America, Seth. Lay off the sausages. That's all I'm going to say.
Yeah, that was a lot of sausage.
Too much there. Yeah, just a bit too much there. It's at a 2:16 flat. It's a second and a half away from Fabian, who leads in the Fords. Elsewhere in the classes, there we go with the classes. Beryl just leading the fray, and Felipe Paiva also leading. But look how close it is, though, between Paiva and Baraclough, as those two are really close. And there is a Daniel Muradness, because it's not him, it's his brand. HPD currently going around. Of course, if it's a number one, because they're not number one car, that must be. Who is that, Rob?
It's Kevin Burrell driving that one. And there's a Muradness. I actually thought that was Matt Malone's logo there for a second. It kind of looks similar, but he is currently in pole position in the number 3 car into the hairpin. Now the HPDs actually have a nicer time of it, because what they would usually go for is, you know, the fact that, hey, I actually have downforce. Let's actually set up the car for either, well, you usually actually set up the car for a lot of medium to high. It's usually the way that you would go, because there's only 2 main straights. This one that we're on board with Nicola Bacciglieri, sorry, as he's going down. You know, he's kind of still got a little bit of gear left, but it's just, you lose too much time if you were deciding that, hey, let's try and use low downforce versus high downforce, especially at a track like this. Very technical. If you had low downforce HPD here, you'd fly off the end of the track at several locations. And yeah, well, with the Fords, the main goal is just to survive, as always. I keep saying this. I don't know who wants to drive them things, but you go and do you, because yeah, I wouldn't. I've already tried.
I love that. We're slandering more cars once again.
Yes, I will. I will slander.
Yes.
Oh, no, there's a specific reason I slander that car. Okay.
Okay.
Right. But well, enough slander. Enough slander. It is time for us to go over the qualifying results, though. So, as we move into qualifying, Felipe Paiva, that is wrong. I just realized. Because...
That is very wrong, because that's the GT1s.
Bang! There we go. There are the LMP2s. So we'll go over the first class LMP2s for the qualifying results. We'll let them scroll across your screens. It is pretty nice to see. All the nice colors in these cars. I am not a fan of the HKS HPD though. But I think they're all nice, and there's a Toyota. Oh, there's a Toyota. It's car number 22, Melbourne.
I am going to say there was a report this week. Somebody said that they found driving the HPDs one of the Jumbo Visma drivers who drove for the Jumbo Visma LMP2 team, and he was
so he drove the actual car.
He drove the actual car. I think he drove the livery as well, which is kind of really cool to see. But those just seeing as the numbers come by, it is 21 HPDs, 11 GT1s, and 8 of those good old-fashioned Ford GT2s.
If you say that again, I swear to God.
The accent or the praise?
Oh no, the accent. Just as a mention, it is actually quite. Well, of course, it's going to be quite barren since it's going to be New Year's and go celebrate it. But the main thing is that well, I'm telling you now, these well, how should I put this? These how should I put this? These GT1s are going to be in a bit of a kerfuffle because I'm looking at them lap times. They are not much different versus the HVDs.
No, the difference is quite interesting. In fact, watching some of these races this week, and it's only like the final 2-3 laps that these HPDs finally hit the GT traffic. And with a smaller field in the GT1s today, I struggle to see a lot of drivers getting lapped today, which could be very interesting to see. By the way, I do like the number 7 car, David Barraclough. He has a hashtag on the back of his car, Rob, that we've known for the last couple of years. It's hashtag Racing for John. Yeah,
Racing for John. We always do race for John. I will say, though, there's a fair few cars that have actually not qualified. Richard Dempsey, Fabian Hegley, Oscar James, Fabio Erduro Conde, Jack Vermeulen, Jason Connolly, Jackson Foy, Jarrett Blanchard, Paul McCardle, and Jeremy Orzak, who's actually not gridded. But
yes, he has.
Oh, he's gridded? He has? Okay, well, thank you, Atfo. Very cool.
Everyone's gridded.
We're going to be very cool, very calm and collected, as it is going to be the final race for us for 2023. Look at that. Well, okay. So Cyan has just decided, bugger it, I'm going to go absolutely crazy. And he literally, as soon as he got the car straightened out, he's already sent it across the line. And we are underway for racing here, round 3 at Spa-Francorchamps, as they charge down towards Eau Rouge and up through Raidillon. A very nice camera shot. Cameras provided by Dougie Beard, after all. He's got them all for you. And just look at them streaking past to GT2 land.
Yeah, there's the GT1s coming down the corner. Everything looking nice. The Fords, they're looking nice. Wagner getting past Robert Miller at the start. Seth Whittaker trying to find a way up through the first time through Eau Rouge and Raidillon. Nobody had a moment apart from one car decided to go really wide there out of nowhere, and that is Michael de Turk.
Yeah, Michael de Turk not getting a good run through, and that's actually Richard Dempsey with a slowdown. Oh, you hate to see it. A slowdown this early in the race really is a kick in the teeth, especially given the fact that, you know, he has to... You really do have the best chance of making up positions because the field is so compacted at the start. Well, the GT2s have somehow made it. I do not know how they did that. I really genuinely don't know.
Stop it. We've had a couple cars go off. Oscar Jamie's just gone off on the exit there of Pujon. And he's had a moment there. We've also got a couple just going off at the moment. Here is
on his own.
Yeah, losing it on his own again. Cold tires, too much steering, and I mean, where else was there anywhere to go for the driver? So unfortunately, that's happened for him. Nobody else I can report having issues at the moment. But Vivian Sizeg, he has some immense pace out there. Yeah. And one of the things we haven't talked about, Rob, in a long time is what happens when the Fords catch up to the back of a lower I rating GT1 driver. Again, not a knock at the lower I rating GT1 driver. It's just that you've got a 7K driver in a GT2 and a 1.8K driver in a GT1. The experience difference there is a bit of a difference. Jason Connolly also towing, by the way.
Yeah. Connolly towing. I think it was an accident all on his own, unfortunately. Yeah. Just well, if you're Scheisseg in this case, where he's well, picture this: you are in this car, right? I'll give you an experience. You're in this car, and it so happens that you have a class ahead of you, that's right in front of you. You just hope and pray that it's fast enough to keep that distance or run away from you.
Yeah, it's going to be tough. Gotta be tough, because at the end of the day, these Fords do have some very good top speed on the straight, so is one to pay attention to. Could be a very tight race. Yeah, Bellens, though. Bellens making that move on Barraclough, and he's just having that battle. I
just realised where that livery's from. That's Cross's livery from Need for Speed Most Wanted.
Thanks, Rob. Moving on.
No, I just noticed it. I was so convinced it looked familiar. I know what it is. Oh, okay. God, I love that game. Sorry. But he did make the pass coming into side-by-side through into Lake Coombe 1. And, yeah. Although that he chose there, because I'm pretty sure Blanchimont is going to serve up some revenge pie.
Okay, so I was watching a lot of racing here this week, and one thing I found interesting, one of the drivers, one of my teammates, he went for a last lap battle. He could have made the overtake going in to Lake Coombe. He betted on himself being able to make the move into the bus stop. Now, right. Rob, you look what you've got to go through. You've got the long straight, followed by lots of twisty bends with dirty air. Then you've got Blanchimont, then the bus stop. What's the best place to overtake there if you need to do a do or die? It's not the bus stop. You can bet on yourself, but you have to stay oh so close, and it is so hard. Just look at Barraclough in the rearview mirror. He can't catch up to try and outbrake there. So really, Lake Coombe, I can't believe I'm saying this in this modern day. That's a good place to make it. By the way, Vermeulen also going up to P6, overtaking Hastily in at the bus stop. He's just made me eat my words. But, you know, it is tough. You have to bet on yourself very well. And it is not an easy thing to do, to make that move into the bus stop.
Well, yeah, it's not an easy move, but it's a move. I mean, it's better than nothing. Especially given the fact that, you know, it's with the GT type cars, they can still get away with it because, oh, well, already, look at what Paiva's doing. The little snake has run across the track trying to break the slipstream. We've seen that before on Watkins Glen. The snake forms and then everybody's just like, no, get away from my slipstream. You're not having it.
The IndyCar weave, as I call it.
Yeah, exactly.
We are allowed to say that, but you know, it is that way it goes. You've just got that moment there. You've got to be just watching out. But Paiva, he is trying to break that toe, and he's managed to do it. Now, is that a combination of Barraclough and Bellens fighting? No. It's just that Paiva is really quick at the moment. And is Bellens going to be the cork in the champagne bottle ready to pop for the New Year's celebrations? No.
I wouldn't. I'd imagine they'll sort it out between themselves, but what will have to be sorted out between... poor Robert Miller, he did not want the cameras to be on him at this point, but unfortunately they are. A little bit of an accident coming out of No Name. He didn't strike the wall, but he might as well have, because he lost a chunk load of time going through there and is now stuck behind Seth Whittaker, who makes it back up into third. What I was actually looking at was Gressam Wagner and Fabian Scheisseg have now compacted together, and Scheisseg is under a lot of trouble now because he's lost the toe that Jared Blanchard was giving him, because Blanchard has now gone 3 seconds ahead. Now, he just saw the back end of Blanchard's car, nowhere near enough for a slipstream for the car number 2, so the car number 2 now has to worry about this. There's the headlights. Yeah, that is a very lovely view, but what's not lovely is the headlights that are coming closer and closer to him.
Well, there has been a move in the GT1s going into the source, and De Turk has made a move on Vermeulen. There is a 4-car battle at the back of the GT1 field. De Turk, Vermeulen, Heisley, Hedgerly, Dempsey, all there together, 5 cars. They have stayed together at the start of this race. They're going to be about 14 laps here, but look at those cars taking the off tracks. 2 cars there getting a slowdown. Baraclough and Hedgley both getting off tracks there. Baraclough in a different place, but side by side at the front. The Turk is going to have to try and defend this, but Mullen's going to have to do this around the long way. There is going to be the overlap, so the Turk had to give the space, but he does allow himself that room to, even though he compromises his exit there for Malmedy, holds on. Really nice defense there, but look at that speed difference. The aero and how you punch a hole through the air behind somebody here. It's very, very scary if you're the lead car.
You have to be very considerate as well, especially the track is wide enough for side-by-side, but it's only wide enough partially. On a technical basis, it's wide enough practically everywhere, but on a do you actually want to race, or do you want to be at the back fighting like little toddlers in a play cage? If you want to do the latter, then you'll go side-by-side and just squeeze the ever-loving hell out of each other on the track and then watch everybody pass you on the inside. But I know we haven't been looking at these guys. Now let's do, because there's actually quite a lot of movement throughout the... I'm still not used to these being in the same grouping as GT1s and GT2s, but there we are, back to
great,
the... It does feel great. It is essentially practically as if I'm transported back to 2008 and 2009.
The times that most of us learned and discovered endurance races, I discovered a little bit earlier, but you know, most of us still remember the days with the GT1.
Bloody oldie.
Yeah, okay, I'm old. I'm sorry. I remember where I was when Audi and Christensen broke the record for the first 3 drivers to win Le Mans in the same car with the same team mates for 3 years in a row. I remember where I was, okay? That's how old I am, and that was 2001, I think. So 2001, 2002. So I do remember those times, but I remember these times as well, especially with these open cockpit prototypes. And the moment you're seeing car 36, that is Villegas trying to catch on. Some battles up ahead of them as well, because Dietrich and Ware having a battle, but this is a 3-car battle. Harkemmer in the front, Villegas in the middle, and behind is Carl Douglas Snellgrove. Little mistake, though, in the front for Harkemmer as they come down into Stavlo. Going to be interesting to see what aero they get. Now, in the GT1s, I said, Rob, yeah, you don't really want to try and make a move when it comes to the bus stop. But look how much they're having to take away, get out of the toe before Blanchimont, and then wait for Blanchimont. Look how close he is already. Villegas already up to the back, almost touching. Can he make this move around the outside? It's going to be very tough. Outbrakes. Has he gone in too deep? He's gone in too deep. No! Just take the slowdown there, Villegas. You've got no choice.
Oh, be the Janie Mac. Yeah, that was it was ambitious, but unfortunately the car gave you the proverbial and said, nah. You know, it's the slow spin of... It's a slow spin of, you've done it wrong. You've betrayed us again.
So I can make this corner? No.
Sure. No. Also, I will put it to you this way. Actually, it's a question I've been formulating in my brain. I'm pretty sure we've had this discussion before about the fact that how long was it that they were running. By the way, that is going to be the side-by-side between Samuel Hikelika, or Haikila, yeah, there we go, He does not make the move this time but
he will now, because he decides to take a rallycross route.
Yeah, and that's going to be a slowdown, unfortunately, for him. I'm pretty sure his tires have not really gotten back up to strength because, I mean, he did spin them, so I'd imagine that the rear end's not very happy with existing at this moment in time. That's going to be very close indeed between Carl Douglas Snellgrove and Kyle Snellgrove, coming out of nowhere, just picking up the pace. Oh, he's really pushing at it. But why did they make the LMP2's open cockpit? I know, especially since that for a time the open cockpit versions and the closed cockpit ran side by side with each other.
I think it's just the way racing went, because remember that BMW, that was a beast, and I think that changed the perception on how to make some of these cars. And I think rule changes went the way, and they found it was you got some like better things if you went cockpitless. And remember, the 2000 safety still wasn't there like it is nowadays. So just think, like, we've had a spinner at the front of the field of the HPD. Sorry, it's Ryan Ware just having a moment. I think he had a tangle. Yeah, he had a tangle with Radius and lost his rear wing for 2 seconds. It was Radius losing it, and then Ware spun around. But yeah, I think it was one of those moments where safety wasn't all there. But could you imagine Alec McNish's big crash? That was the first year. That was like the first or second year the Audi was a closed cockpit. Could you imagine if it was the open cockpit where McNish had that crash coming down the hill?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he wouldn't be in the cockpit. No, well, to be honest, I mean, they're pretty well strapped. They would have been pretty well strapped in at that time anyway. I mean, they really did. They like the fact that they had the little, I mean, the little, what's shark fins? It's not even shark fins. It's just like a top of the point.
I know what you mean.
It protects you somewhat, but you know, I would have imagined that they would have had a small chance of a cockpit ejection. But I mean, I still don't see the point. Like for me, it's just huge amount of driver discomfort having to deal with the wind constantly. And
let's not forget, Rob, this is the only prototype in iRacing where you need a tear-off visor.
Yeah. That is not good. That is the leader, Sean Code or Coid. He's got damage.
Now where? Oh, he lost it at No Name.
He's lost it at No Name. There it is. Look on the replay. Oh, on his own. All on his own.
But I'm trying to look at that, and I'm just trying to work out, was that too much speed? Did he clip the inside? It looked like the car was starting to go, but hitting the curb at that angle, I think just upset the apple. Hit a great camera work here.
Yeah, he was already sliding, and then the arrow was just upset that enough, and then it just snapped on him, and then oof.
Probably would have survived if he didn't hit that curb.
Yeah, and he's in the pits.
He probably would have hit. So that's a big one. 8K driver. The next guy is 6K in his class. That's going to be a big loss of iRacing for him. I know that's not the be-all, end-all, but, it's one of those things that you see it on the screen. It's a stat I just got to bring up sometimes. I hate to say it.
Yeah. Barraclaw in with Dan Ferrin. Dan Ferrin gained the position against him. Barraclaw now down in his 4th. So we'll have to climb back up. We're past the halfway point. 15 minutes gone. 14 minutes remain. And it is as thus in the GT2 battlefield. We have the main battle is for 3rd position. Scheisseg is still trying to run away from Wagner. It's been back and forth a little bit, where Wagner has closed right back to the back end of Scheisseg, and Scheisseg has been able to push back forward in the GT2s. The aforementioned battle between Barraclaw and Ferrin is ongoing.
He did it again.
Barraclaw?
He said in the GT2s.
Oh.
He's just slapped himself on the forehead.
In the GT1s. We'll keep it here because I'm pretty sure there's a move. Yes, onto the inside. Ferrin is not changing or holding formation. He does break a little bit earlier, and I think has let that go by. Kevin Bellens fighting for Felipe Paiva's pole position, and then in HPD land or LMP2s, the main situation is as we have several battles going on. Jiri Valik just passed Andrea Radius there for 5th position. Robert Loudon is currently battling Kyle Harkema, who has been pushing himself up the field. Jorge Ondoles Villages has, we've kind of seen how many accidents, well, not accidents, but incidents he's been unfortunately putting himself through, because his poor car has not had the best of times with not cooking the tyres. And Niall Bullion is currently fighting for P13 against Jackson Foy up ahead of him. So plenty of stuff going on throughout the field. And I think we will head back into GT1s and then head on to GT2s, because I think as of right now, Fabian Hegley has caught up to the back of Richard Dempsey, and Dan is kind of holding formation after Barraclaw made the pass. I'm assuming that Sion is not coming back out though, Craig.
Possibly not. By the way, even though he's not going to be last position, Ryan Ware's still not out there. Matt Coggerham is out there still. He's the only one behind. So he is 5th last at the moment. He's down to lose 136 I rating. I hate to say it. Again, he's going to lose his 8K I rating. It's just such a shame. I mean, I know you can easily get it back, but on a moment like that, unexpected, just getting caught out like that, such a shame.
Well, the HPD is very much a... It can be very cruel, you know. It's not. It may be a high downforce car, but it can still be very cruel and wants to be. Also, I still kind of find it kind of funny that the placards on the back rear, near where the floor is, it just says P2, 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 P2. It's like, I know they were trying to signal at the time that this was a prototype 2, but you know, I think everybody knows this is an LMP2.
Is it? Is it really? Don't know. Of course it is. Yeah.
Oh, I don't even know. Well, yeah, I mean, the car in front of this guy has definitely got the wrong paint job for it, because this is. Oh God! Why does everybody have to paint their car like a Toyota? Why can't
it's all right.
Look, they even put in the spaces where the tires would be. Like, come on. Come on.
This is the running. Please, no, please. They're in a nice little battle though. They're side by side, and I believe Alec is going to make the move. He has to do this around the outside. It's gonna be a very tough move around the outside, but he's done it so well. That's lovely done. And the Toyota car, just like at Le Mans in the real world, is getting a little bit hampered by another car. I said it, Rob.
No, you've said the forbidden knowledge. Oh, dearie me.
No, I was just trashing Toyota at Le Mans this year.
Oh yeah.
You know.
Well, I like this livery because it's literally just got the number 5 on it and a little bit of red paint. It's the kind of paint that your dad could do.
But you would love Jackson Foy's livery because it's got a certain logo on the side of it that might be familiar to you, aka our logo.
What is it?
It does, right on the rear wheel.
Oh, the rear wheel.
Yeah, on the back. Just
it
there.
does. It does indeed. I see it. Yes, indeed. Now that's what I call racing.
I know. It's totally not like I made the livery or anything.
No, not at all. No, not at all. We'll get you the payment. We'll get you the payment for that in a second. Seth still fighting for 3rd against Robert Miller, though. This hasn't. It hasn't moved at all since it got going, and they have actually ran into. Is that
HPDs?
Yeah, it is HPD traffic because the leader is just past Scheisseg, so it is proper traffic going through, and I'm pretty sure they weren't probably expecting them. Well,
this early?
This
no,
early.
They weren't expecting them, but yeah. you got to remember just the pace. I think they're expecting them earlier because remember, Sion was out ahead by quite a lot, so they were expecting them there. But they've got past 3 of them. There's still another 13 left to go that's out there, so they're probably not going to get a few more. But here's Seth with his best chance to make the move, and he's just going to put a nose in there and say, "Excuse me," and they're going to go side by side through Lacombe. But the outside there for Seth does not work. He gets a little bit tangled up, just trying to make a line into Malmedy. Best opportunity Seth has had for that P3, just unable to do it. That was one of his best laps recently, but he has been matching with Miller for the last 5 laps.
It is still pretty wide. That is going to bite, unfortunately, Robert Miller in the backside if he's not careful. That he does take a very wide line going through that set of corners, and I don't really... A little bit risky there on the inside from the passing LMP1s or 2s. Christ, I'm getting it all wrong today. I just want to drive my Audi R18 again, okay? But
some people have been saying, "Can we get that in this series?" It's like, no, I don't think it's right.
No, just leave the HPDs to it. They're fine. You can just drive HPDs. I mean, much less downforce. You don't get hybrid, but hey, still better than nothing.
So,
yeah.
Right. So here is Kyle Harkema, Andrea Radius right ahead. They're battling. Up ahead of them, just hitting Blanchimont, is Miller and Whittaker. This could be very dicey between all 4 cars here, because is anyone going to try and make a move? Andrea can't get there in time, so maybe have to wait. But looking at the gaps, ooh, yeah, Andrea making a move there, and I believe Wagner's not had a moment. He just spammed a question mark keybind in the chat, and I thought something was going on, then I realized he's like right ahead.
Bit of a squeeze though, because I'm telling you now, whoa, that's a bit of a lane change. Unfortunately, that is what Andrea had to do. Just a little bit of...
Miller with the mistake.
Yeah.
And Steph right before they go on Eau Rouge.
Yeah. That might have been a mistake, though, because it's Slipstream Central all the way down. Genie, Mac. Slipstream Central. Genie, Mac. I was having such difficulty with Slipstream right there. As it was, Robert Miller really didn't get a boost at that point, so he couldn't make the clap back in between all of what happened there. But yes, still ongoing. Andrea Radius wide through the 180. Main battles are going to be looking at Samuel. Jorge needs to try and stop the bleeding. He's still dropping down the order. If he can try and start, he is going to try and start reversing that though.
Oh, this is brave. This is brave. Oh man, he's going to slow that down, making the move into Pujon with the GT2 back leaders right in front of him, and just trying to dice it through. Can get laid on the brakes. Jorge Onones Villegas. That was risky, but that was pretty good driving, if I say so myself, because I thought he was going to overcook it. You've seen it so many times, Rob. He tries to make the overtake, forgets that there's multi-class in front of him, outbrake, not him, but just in general, outbrakes himself and goes into the multi-class. I thought we were going to see a big accident there.
Well, gladly we didn't. 5 minutes to go, and that is going to be at the line probably 2 more laps. Oh, crikey, that's Harkema. Harkema, sorry. Spin through. The rear tires got lit up, and all of that hard work has literally just gone down the drain. Yeah. Oh, that is not what you want to see.
On the sausage curb, as he got on the throttle, throttle goes down, the wheels go down with the wheels rolling, and it's not like hitting the ground with your feet while running. It just completely lost it. Tell you one thing I've been keeping my eyes on, Rob. In the GT1s, Kevin Bellins has put in some pretty quick laps the last few laps. And do not be surprised at the end of this race, and we are at the end of this race, just don't be surprised if he might make a run. If he can get in the slipstream of Paiva, and he's got a lap to do it, this could be an interesting final lap between the Corvette and the Aston. And I wonder who's going to win. Literally, I wonder who's going to win.
you know what? I'm pretty sure Paiva, with the amount of experience that he has in that car, and he is the maestro of the DBR9, I will probably say my money is on Paiva.
Well, we're going to see what Bellens can do. By the way, Sion is finally out. Give me minus 136 iRacing for him. That is such a shame. But here comes Bellens. 1.2 is the gap now. So he is closing in. That last lap, he was only a tenth faster. But he's managed to put a lot of time. And they go up Eau Rouge, up Raidillon. And is he slowly catching? You know he is. He is all of a sudden. He gained a tenth going up there. Now a tenth and a half. Paiva's having to be a little bit worried now. In your slipstream, you better watch out. You better not cry. I'm telling you why. Kevin Bellens has decided, new year, new me, new race.
It's not even New Year's yet, though. Well, I mean, it's start the year as you end it. So if he's ending it like by saying I am speed, and if he continues that into the new year by saying I am speed, it does sound very much like we're saying Bellend, yes, but it's Bellens.
It is Bellens, yes.
Yeah.
It is Bellens, yes.
We even remarked at the start of the stream how much that because of one letter that could say Bellend.
Let's
now I will. Isn't there a last name that literally is Bellend? But they say it like Bellend instead of Bellend.
There is, yes, there is. I am aware of that, but I can't figure it out. But there are some of those out there at the moment as he continues on. What's that gap now? All of a sudden, he's lost it.
Yeah.
He had great time going off the straights, just couldn't do it. And I'm looking where the leader is, which is Kevin Birrell. And with 154 to go, he's going to take the white flag, and he's going through half of the GT. No, next time he's going to take the white flag.
Yeah.
He's going to take. That's what I meant to say. He's going to take half of the GT1 field with him through the through the final lap, which is insane to think about.
Well, this is Kevin Birrell, who I don't think would have thought that he would have had a cracking chance at getting the P1. I think that he was very much a case of, wow, I'm here now. Whoop. Unfortunately, commiserations to Sion, just that one mistake just really did cost him. I mean, it literally did, because apart from that, he would have been just absolutely sailing away. He would have sang Frank Sinatra, "Come Fly With Me," and fly away. This is tight through here. Les Fanges, or as I say it, Les Fonds, because
Fagna.
Okay, Les Fagna. Fagna. Why does it have to be Italian? It's a Benelux track.
I'm making it sound Italian. I apologize, but I don't know. I always used to call it the Fon, and someone corrected me. It is Lafagna for some.
Oh, that's 2 tires off. Oh dearie me.
That's Heckler.
Yeah,
and he's lost it
on his own.
Oh, again, just he clipped the inside curb of Blanchimont.
Just slow it. One little iota wrong, and that is rough.
That was horrible.
That was.
And you can see he's trying to slow that car down as fast as he can, and then the front says no.
Well, at least the new damage model is looking good, but I mean, I don't think he wanted to find out that way.
Shouldn't laugh.
Yeah, but
Condé makes another move up. By the way, we're looking at that Robert Loden losing out. Actually, at the top of Raidillon, he just did not have the line going up Eau Rouge Raidillon, and Condé is going to take it. But with just a few corners left, Rob, Kevin Birrell, all he's got to do is just navigate 2 GT1s, and that's Peter Black and Michael de Turkin. They're going to have a battle to the line, and you know what? I reckon they may get another lap here. Black and
they
Ferris,
should do,
yeah.
They should
so they're gonna have so they're going to have another battle, while Kevin Birrell is just going to stroll and end 2023
with a victory.
What looks to be a victory, but it's not confirmed until, just remember the new rules on iRacing. You always got to say they are unofficial results. But Kevin Birrell wins first across the line today, and look at that. De Turk and Black will get one last crack together Acaleri here is going to try and make a move to finish the race. That was Ryan Ware actually. At the end.
Yeah, bro, that was poor Ryan Ware, who really didn't have a good time of it. He had a good start, and then just one accident really did seal the fate of his car.
Oh, hello, hang on. Wagner's lost the lead. Wagner had the lead, then lost the lead.
No, Scheisseg had the lead.
No, Wagner started the white flag first place.
How?
How indeed? And they're still battling. Now, something must have happened there. Yeah, in fact, you know what it was? Fabian had a moment. Fabian had a spin. He got caught up in an incident with 2 HPDs going into the final lap.
And here we go into the final corner, into the chicane. Fabian probably is thinking to himself, he just needs to make it through 2 more corners, and he does. And he saw the lights there. They were indeed 1 and 2, or 2 and 1, and now it's 1-2. Scheisseg comes across the line with probably a little bit of heat under his collar, because I guarantee you he did not think that he would be making a last lap mistake. But just to say, GT1s are still racing, even though it is the end of the race, because they have one more set of corners to do. Felipe Paiva being your lead there in the DBR9. I will confirm that I did make the right choice in this one. It just is such a class drive from him. He just is surgical with that DBR9 and across the line first. But Kevin Bellens, what a drive in the B8 motor. In my B8 motor.
Oh, hang on. Is the Turk going to try and make this move? He's going to have to try and set up this move. No, Michael de Turk, you're not going to do it. Michael de Turk around the outside of the bus stop on the final lap. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me, Michael de Turk? Now that's a move.
Now that was a move.
That was a move. Forced the hole open to make that move. Have you ever seen an overtake around the outside of the bus stop?
I haven't, unfortunately, but now I have. So
yeah.
Now I have. Oh my goodness, that was
finished 2023 with an overtake around the outside.
With an absolute massive monument of an overtake. And yeah, well, let's go through the race results. So, for the lead of the LMP2s, Burrell wins in the car number 3 with Baccigliari with 6 seconds to his name down the road. Dietrich in 3rd, 4th was Valig, 5th, Malbran-Redius in 6th, and 7th is Conde, 8th is Loden, 9th was Villegas. Hakim, unfortunately, heartbreak for him, back down into 10th with that spin through the chicane. Foy in 11th, Farinia in 12th, Snellgrove in 13th, Bullion in 14th, and then the rest of them will be 1 lap or more down. Felipe Paiva wins it out for the GT2s with Bellens 1 second behind him down the road. Baraclough in 3rd, 8 seconds on the road. Ferran fighting him to the end. And the Turk, we saw what amazing performance he put in there for the 5th position, which is going to be marked on his calendar as saying, I made a top 5 with my heart in my throat, as Black finished 6th. Then Dempsey in 7th, Stefan Hazley in 8th, Vermeulen in 9th, Blanchard in 10th. Then we get into the GT2s. Scheisseg in that lovely little car finishes in 1st. Wagner in 2nd, number 9, very much in the contention all the way through to the end of the race. Whitaker in 3rd, Miller in 4th, Schuster in 5th, 6th, Ordzak, and 7th is McCardle. The rest of the cars are at least 1 or more laps down. Some of them coming back out to meet the match and to meet their oil slicked maker. In other words, Mobile One Oil and Racing Petroleum. But I don't think anybody was going to be fully unmarked throughout this race. Now, that was 2023 for us, but I think everybody can go away absolutely happy as Larry, as my dad would say. And it's poetic that it ends on the track that from where our name comes from, Raidillon on Raidillon TV. Well, Spa, Raidillon Corner on Raidillon TV. 2023 has been a great year for us, and hopefully 2024 will be the same. Again, if you liked what you see, ladies and gentlemen, please click like and subscribe so you don't miss a moment here on Raidillon TV. We will not be here next week as I'm taking a well-deserved holiday.
I would stream, folks, but unfortunately I've got one monitor. I don't think I'm going to be able to broadcast on one monitor for everybody. Otherwise, I would stream. That would
be a good thing to get you for a very late Christmas present. Just get you another monitor.
Come on, then. Where am I going to put it? I've got no room.
No, we'll figure it out. We'll tape it to your head. How about that?
I sit with an ultra wide. For those who aren't aware how I commentate, I have an ultra wide. Okay, I race on an ultra wide. I use an ultra wide. You know when you see some of those guys, bless them, some of the drivers, some of the commentators, they commentate in their rig. That's me basically. So I've got one monitor. Mind you, I will say, if Adam from GSRC can do a broadcast, can broadcast a race on just 2 monitors, no, I'm not going to do it.
We'll think about it. But until next year, not for next week. Next week's race actually is going to be the. Let me see if I can get my. Yes, it is the Nordschleife Gesamtstrecke.
I can't believe you're missing it.
I guess I'm going to be in a different country. I literally can't be there.
That's no excuse.
So do you want? So you want me to lug 30 kilograms of PC?
Mr. O'Brien, is there anything you'd like to declare in your luggage today?
Yeah, I'd like to declare
4090.
I'd like to declare the following: 3 monitors, a PC that contains a 4090, my keyboard, my mouse, all of the power supplies that I could ever want in my entire life. But,
if Pablo from PGC can put his whole pedals and steering wheel in a suitcase, you can.
Why would he do that? Well, apart from that, I have been Robert O'Brien.
I've been Craig King.
And this has been Raidillon TV, the only corner that you would ever need. Good evening, one and all, and Happy New Year.